Hi, Iden here with the Air Base in Hill Air Force
We're at the Hill Aerospace Museum.
and we're going to talk to a pilot that worked with a F-4 Phantom.
So we're talking about F-4 Phantoms, and right here we have an F-4 Phantom, an F-4 Phantom, and on the other side, an F-4 Phantom. Iden, you want to learn about some F-4s? Let's go talk to one of their pilots.
Before we talk to the pilot, we have to like, share, and subscribe to Kids Time. Here with me is Tom Yost, a fighter pilot for F-4. And he's going to tell us what he likes most and how he became a fighter pilot.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I actually got checked out in the F-4, graduated from F-4 training, March of 1975.
So what's something you want to tell everyone about F-4?
Well, everybody would joke about the F-4, saying it proves that with enough thrust you can get a brick to fly, but you better smile when you say that for somebody who's flown it, because it's a beautiful airplane. It got into the inventory back in 1956, where we finally retired it in 1993, I believe it was. So it was around for a long time, flew in Vietnam. Was a workhorse for the Air Force. It did so many different missions. It was a fun airplane to fly. You drop bombs, shoot missiles, go supersonic. It was a fun airplane for a pilot, because you really had to fly the airplane.
And then how did you get to know the airplane and how did you get in it?
Well, you go to pilot training first. And I was lucky enough to be one right at the top of my class, so I got to choose what airplane. And I chose the F-4. So I got into flying it and flew it for 9 years.
So can I interrupt really fast? What other options were there when you were choosing, since you were graduating top of the class? You probably had a huge list.
They had a couple of F-4s all the way down to B-52s.
Okay.
So it just depended on the top 10%. When I graduated, were able to choose the airplane. Everybody else, it was like a lottery. Airplanes were chosen for them.
What would have been your number 2 choice?
I really, looking at the A7, wanted to fly it, but when we didn't have any A7s, and they said, we got an F-4, and I went, okay.
Now, what's 3 things that you like about F-4?
Wow, it's big, it's noisy, which is kind of fun. Flies really, it's a solid airplane. You can do all kinds of different missions with it. The air-to-air, the air-to-ground. It was just a fun all-around airplane.
Then when you were in the air, what did you like to do the most?
Wow.
Are you talking about maneuvers?
Go fast, maneuver. That's where you get in with the air-to-air when you're trying to dogfight against another aircraft. It was always fun. It was just fun. It was enjoyable.
Have you ever been to any combat?
No, I did not. I never made it to combat. With the F-4, and then after 9 years, I converted to the F-16, and still never did more training of pilots than I did going to combat.
Now, which ones do you think is funner to fly, the F-4 or the F-16?
The F-4. The F-4. Hemingway said...
His grandpa's going to appreciate that answer.
Hemingway had a statement. He said, your first fighter will always be your most loved, which, with me, it's true. The F-16 was fun. I called it my cute little go-kart. But the F-4, you really had to fly it, and it was just a beast of an airplane to fly.
Now, what's something that you did with your friends with the F-4? Did you have anyone in it with you, or?
Well, there was a 2-man crew. We always flew with a backseater. It was a weapons system officer, Wizzo, or we called him a Gib, guy in back. And the airplane itself was designed for a 2-man crew, where the guy in the back would work all the radar systems and all, and the guy up front would just fly and do the aiming as far as air-to-air or air-to-ground.
Now, I want to know, what was your nickname?
Oh, did you have a call sign?
I had a call sign. It was Yosti.
Yosti.
Oh,
yes, back in my day, you can choose your call sign, and you got to keep it until you messed up. If you messed up, then your buddies would come up with another call sign for you, and usually it wasn't very pretty.
His call sign's Sneezer because when he sneezes, he bonks his head on things.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to ask a question too?
No, what's mine?
We don't know yet. Toothy. You keep losing your teeth. All right. Well, what do we say? We say thank you.
Thank you, Tom Yost.
You're more than welcome.
And also, thank you for serving our nation. I appreciate you.
Thank
guys,
you for being the kind of people we proudly serve for.
we always appreciate a good person to talk to, learning more about these amazing machines. Guys, if you want to learn more about these amazing aircraft and the people who flew them and served our nation, come over to Utah, Ogden, at the Hill Aerospace Museum, Hill Air Force Base, Utah. Guys, Iden, what should we do with our subscribers?
Like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you so much.